you able to adapt your call centre quite easily? Was it a painful process to move from the office into the remote office environment?
So we were one of those organisations that had it on long-term plans, particularly a part of building out a new way of working. Going forward, a home or flexible working relationship as we think through our new head office. But it wasn't on the workbench when COVID hit, and our IT and business people extraordinary response to get everyone home within about 3 weeks. So for us, that is it a perfect technology call centre solution? No, it isn't. Has it held up well enough? So far, yes, it has. Did it involve moving a whole lot of physical equipment into people's homes? Yes, it did. So logistics was the logistics more than the technology itself was the challenge. I think initiatives that work harder to make sure people stay connected while working remotely, we will continue to support those and accelerate those. We've certainly accelerated our mental health support, digital and others, and I can see that as a continuing theme. So I think flexible work practices more broadly as a HR theme. How do you combine distributed workforce in office workforce into a coherent whole and still develop the culture in the way you wish it to be developed? I think the opportunity is to be a bit more thoughtful than that and actually design the operating model as you wish it to work. And if we get that right as employers, we get all the benefits of a flexible workforce, and what that opens up for access to a different workforce in a different place, particularly for a geography-bound business. We can get all the benefits with I'm going to say without the downside. All models have downsides. So. And so I think we need to face into that in our agenda. I think leadership in general, leadership in proven periods of high ambiguity, uncertainty. So this time it's a pandemic. Next time it could be another pandemic. But I think we've had a lesson in not assuming that things will just continue. That some of the things we thought were impossible, in fact, happened in the world. Things we thought were impossible about ourselves, or we never could work from home and get it done so quickly. Well, we could. So I think that challenges leadership and asks us to think about how do you lead in a more uncertain world, and that's clearly on the GMHBA agenda. At the same time, how do you lead an uncertain world and provide certainty where it needs to be provided? Because
correct.
We actually need both. We need to be able to deal with ambiguity, but as leaders, we need to be able to help people be confident in at least what they're going to do tomorrow. It's the secondary wave of challenges of how people's home offices or home desks or home kitchen table, looking at that from a health and safety perspective, psychological perspective, privacy perspective. So we got over the initial let's get everybody out and working stage, and you get into them. Okay, this is going to go on more than a few weeks now. How do we make this not as sustainable as we would if this was our full-time ongoing business model, but sustainable enough that people could do it sort of day in and day out. I guess the curiosity and the test for all of us is, do we return to whatever we were and accept its strengths and weaknesses, or do we take what we've learned in terms of agility, innovation, response, flexibility from ourselves and our workforce about, well, we can do things differently when we have to. We can be efficient and effective in a different way. And so, it'll be our agenda to make sure we do pick up those threads. And the issue for me isn't whether things return to normal, whatever that means. It's what do we make conscious out of this?